and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, the Florida man. CGB. We are still broadcasting from the bathroom. Behold, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm starting to like it in here. Once you get used to the smell, it's not so bad. And the kind of voodoo of endless pillows in the room to make the audio a little bit better, it seems to be working, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but somebody in the YouTube comments might have been right about something, which you gotta understand, for me, that's like a shift in my paradigm, my entire view of the world. Very difficult. Today we're playing Tamiyo, Collector of Tales in Brawl. This is an extra turns deck. I've never actually built or played this deck. I've run into it a number of times in the queue. I haven't lost to this deck recently, so I'm breaking my tradition, but the next deck we have to do because it beat us is Ragavan, and I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that today. I'm on my vacation, and I thought, you know what feels really Simic to me? Florida. Florida feels Simic to me. I mean, it'll have to be Sultai eventually, because yeah, as soon as it rains, it turns into a freaking swamp. But for the most part, Simic. And I was like, Tamiyo. I've never done Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. This card is really cool. For one thing, your opponents can't make you sacrifice your stuff with a Sheoldred's Edict. It's really funny. Watch them try. They can't make you discard with a Thoughtseize. Really funny. Watch them try. That's a cool static. The +1, naming a card, flipping your top 4, hoping you hit it. Not great in Brawl. But the idea is we want to keep making the deck smaller and smaller to increase the likelihood of drawing our extra turn spells and trying to find ways to take more and more and more turns. The real power of Tamiyo is the -3. The regrowth in the command zone. Return a card, not a permanent, a card from graveyard to hand. You can get back Time Warp, cast it again. Get back Time Warp, cast it again. If you find ways to either flicker or bounce or reload, proliferate the Tamiyo, you just go and go and go. There are a couple combos in this deck that result in infinite turns. Hopefully we'll show them to you in the gameplay, but Displacer Kitten's a big one. This with Tamiyo is basically infinity. As long as the Time Warp is somewhere in the circulation, in the graveyard, the hand, somewhere. Since we fill our graveyard really good, any cards that work with a full graveyard with Tamiyo are good in this deck, like Emrakul, like Jace, the Perfected Mind, like Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, things of that nature. Down here, lots of ramp. Ramp it up. We need a lot of mana to do the things we want to do and cast expensive cards, but a real standout here is Seasons Past. Return any number of cards with different mana values from graveyard to hand. Put this on the bottom. This can create a loop. If one of the cards you're getting back is Time Warp, the other is Solve the Equation, and you have a ton of mana. Because every turn you can cast Solve the Equation for Seasons Past, get Seasons Past, cast the Time Warp, now it's in your yard, but with Solve the Equation, cast the Seasons Past, get back the Solve the Equation Time Warp. Yes, 1,000,000 mana, but it adds inevitability to the deck. Eventually, the opponent will cave. You will not deck, you will not run out of things to do. Eventually, you get all the turns. This deck is low on interaction. I've kept a Tail's End, that's in the deck. But like, you don't see the Pact of Negation, right? You don't see the Wash Away that you normally see. Instead, you see cards like Fading Hope and Alchemist Retrieval and Geistwave. 2 of these can bounce Tamiyo. Fading Hope can bounce, of course, your own creatures. Saving your Kitten, resetting your Metamorph, getting back your Siphoner and your Timeless Witness to cast again to take an extra turn. And then in the artifacts, we get actual Fog out of Tome of the Infinite, which is why it's here. But Palantir is great for, then in the deck and being kind of a win con that also gets you deeper and deeper. One Ring, extra turn. If you bounce and cast it again, more extra turns, kinda. When you have protection from everything, you're probably gonna get to untap and play another turn, right? And then a lot of land. A lot of land that gains life. Try to keep that life total high. It's a Turbo Fog deck as much as it's anything, even though there are only like really 2 fogs, 3 if you count the tome, but as much as it's anything, it's that. Let's dive in. That infinite turn nonsense. Sponsor read. Check out CoolStuffInc.com, promo code CGB5. They're in Florida too. We understand each other. Check out Ultimate Guard, link in the description. Click that to show that you appreciate that they support me, CGB, through these trying times and this amazing weather. And if you have any questions about the Florida Man gimmick, the bathroom streaming, when is it all gonna go back to normal? No questions. Let the nonsense begin. Round 2 NFL playoffs starting today, the day I'm recording this. Remember, if you're a member, you hit join below for $4.99 a month. You get to watch my videos a day early. So if this is dated by the time you hear it, because you're a pleb. But big day. Baltimore, Houston. Houston going to shock the world? Are the Packers gonna shock the world? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Good matchup. It's a nice break from the hell queue. I don't know why I'm not in the hell queue for playing such an atrocious strategy. But I'll take the break. Thalia Gitrog monster can be a sacrifice deck, it can be a ramp deck, it can be a taxes deck. It can try to do all of it. You never really know what your opponent's gonna do. Virtue of Loyalty, and I still don't feel like I know what they're going to do. They just main phased that. Search for Escanta, helps with that thinning the deck, filling the graveyard overall strategy of the whole pile. Went with 2 mana open. Sleight of Hand. Go for the Tome. They have removal for the Tome. They probably had a card that would also remove the Escanta. Get to keep one of them, and then maybe we also get to keep Key. Message. So this is non-basic lands. I should have played the Field of Ruin last turn. I get your head on straight when you play against this deck. You go for Yasharn. This says players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. I think I'm okay with that. Not really confident that I need to be able to do that. Narset. So, Tamiyo on this board isn't looking great. Let's drop the key. And I see a grip, I see an electrolyze, I mean, this is not good. None of this is what I would call good, so we're just filling the graveyard. It happens. There's the Commander. We got 4 in the graveyard, still a long way from Treasure Cruise. Our life total isn't, well, we got like 2 turns. Gotta make them count. I mean, I need the island, but I also need a full graveyard, so that's kind of tricky. I guess I'll keep. The Narset is a good thing to have against Thalia. And then what do I have left? Much. Gotta find a fog, an extra turn, something.
So many mysteries to uncover. Keep an
Open the way, Alchemist Refuge. Okay, we could either ramp up to have a ton more mana, which might actually be the right play, or we can Alchemist Refuge, Alchemist Retrieval, and try to bounce something to stall. I think the mana, in this deck, I honestly feel the mana is the most important part. They'll probably attack Narset unless they have removal for it, but either way, I don't think I'm going to die next turn. But yeah, having a ton of mana is what keeps the deck working. Also, they have to sack a creature if they attack with Thalia, and if they don't get rid of the Narset, they won't draw a card. They slam Virtue. Slam Skrelv. And they sacrifice a land, and they get no card. Feels good. But this is the turn. It's got to come together now.
My
There's a lot of turns like this when you play this deck. We also have to remember, non-basics enter tapped and we can't sacrifice stuff. Ah, keep! And that's the game! Yes! Tamiyo!
I would like to ask about any lunar anomalies you have experienced.
I mean, any of these cards that can be an extra turn, like a Balagid Recovery now, let's go ahead and take it. Can they disrupt me? I mean, do they have anything left? Transform. Feels good.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Uro! Regrowth. On Time Warp. Cast the Time Warp. Let's Treasure Cruise. What cards do we not need? There's a lot of cards here we don't need anymore. Now, you could take your time on that and try to optimize it because eventually we do cast Seasons Past, right? In some games, but also Emrakul, you know, if we got that back, you'd want it to be the lowest cost possible. I'm not going to make you watch me optimize it. It's up to you. Spiral. I think we want to start using Tome. Ooh, Timeless Witness, that's another turn. But how does the deck actually win CGB? Well, eventually we can Jace Mill them, but honestly, I've never attacked somebody for lethal with this deck in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we could get Lightning Bolts out of Tome of the Infinite.
Let me aid your research.
There's the Seasons Past. That's probably just game. We have enough to cast this, and cast Seasons Past, and cast Time Warp. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not yet. Next turn. Dun 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 dun. I'm so evil. And yep, deck getting smaller. Soon there will be nothing left. Now, if solve the equations down there, the game's definitely over. Don't see it. But solve the equation is what you need to search for Seasons Past out of the loop. I still don't think we're gonna have any trouble. Non-basic land? There's no non-basics. So I guess I'll take Uthawara. And a Regrowth. And 3 mana card can be Narset. 4 mana card Metamorph. 5 mana card Time Warp. 8 mana card Cruise. Big expensive Emmy. Oi! And Seasons of the Past goes back to the bottom of the library. If you've got something to play opponent, that's what I would do. I would play the thing. But it's up to you. It's your life. Alright, shuffle the library with Traverse. Go get the Siphoner to get back the Time Warp and make it more likely that Narset finds Seasons Past, and continue until this, because that's the way these games end. Little swap from what you saw in the intro. I put Impactive Negation for the Tail's End. I also had Tidebinder Mage in there for a long time, but that one spot of like needing a counterspell, I think I want it to be a 0-cost counterspell. The most likely thing to kind of ensure an extra turn. Neem Pikal. That is a fast deck. We are on the play though with Solve the Equation, so we keep. I'm gonna fetch a blue source with the Delta, so I'm just gonna name green with the Utopia Sprawl. I think I'm just gonna fetch a regular island, not a breeding pool. A Neem Pakal is fast. Ooh! We don't care. Just ignore it. Just ignore that card. I'm gonna feed him. Our intention is to pop off. Grateful Apparition, yeah, coming at me. Coming at me fast. So here I think I do pay though, right? Because I'm gonna have the extra mana anyway. I'm really just looking for a land with that, and I didn't get one, which is unfortunate. So Uro has to hit a land to be value. Ugh. Hey, you got there. All right. You get to 8 mana, you can solve for Time Warp. And then if you get to 9 mana, you can go Tamiyo, regrow Time Warp. And go from there. Opponent is not about giving us a lot of time, are they? At 1 life could be huge. Actually, we're still at 23. We've done a pretty good job keeping the life total high. All right, island because of Mystic Sanctuary. Solve the equation. And we'll go get Time Warp. Just take turns, just take turns. Nothing bad will happen if you just take all the turns. That's what you need to understand when you play the deck. Get good! How much? That's all I need to know, how much. It's like buying a hot dog at a football game. I know it's a ridiculous price, just how much? Alright. Warp me. Oh no, you can have that card. Tamiyo!
Healing you will be excellent research. I think you will find my notes helpful.
Nope. Oracle, huh? Well, we've got Sundering. Sundering's pretty good. How much mana do we have left after it? 3. Okay. Beautiful. Oracle. Now we can start naming Time freaking Walk. We don't look stupid doing it. Target me, target you. Never let him untap, baby. That's the way we do it. All right, so a plus here might not hit, but a Scry gets us a look at our top card, which might help us with our Tamiyo decision. No. No way to get extra value this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5. Cast the warp. We could invade though. Invade for Time Walk? I mean, Time Walk's a lot cheaper. Having it in circulation is a big deal. We could also solve for Time Walk. That's true.
The past is never forgotten.
Have you ever seen somebody just decline to pay the tax this much in 1v1? Bet you haven't. All right, Time Walk in circulation. And now, the beatdown begins. Sorry, computer going a little slow, but that's a big graveyard to look at. kitten. It's over. We'll demonstrate the loop really quick.
No tail should be discarded.
Flicker Tamiyo. And then Tamiyo gets back Time Walk, and then Displacer Kitten flickers Tamiyo, etc., etc.
Story past holds our future. I have learned all I can. I would like to ask about
Haven't quit.
anomalies.
Haven't they quit?
Experience. I have learned much from my ancestors.
All right, so we bang 3 extra turns. We attack with Uro.
Let us have
Easy
a
mode.
battle worth retelling. I follow the tracks of the wise.
$15. I said I'd never attacked for lethal damage with this deck. I meant it. It looks like we get to do it. Nobody has ever let me attack for lethal with this deck before. This is what it looks like. Was it everything you little aggro kids hoped it would be? Huh? That add up to your expectations? It's a beatdown deck. It's an honest, fair attack with creatures magic deck. I just proved it. Who we got? Who wants to never take turns? Italy! Oh no. If Italy steals our extra turn spell, I just want you guys to know that's bad. I think that should go without saying, but you know, the internet's a weird place. Bloodstained Mire, Sheltered Thicket. We draw Seasons Past. Halfling. I'm half the man I used to be. The opponent got the memo, they ramped. More forest, please. Well, we're up to 5. Tamiyo can happen next turn. Luca doopity doo. A beastie, right? I mean, is this where I just have to like play the Tamiyo? I guess the plus Tamiyo lives through a double attack, which is probably not even going to happen. Metamorphing a beast doesn't do anything. We can't metamorph the Luca. Jace doesn't do much right now. I mean, we could try really filling the graveyard, and then Seasons Past or Siphoner can get something out of it. The Siphoner with the Seasons Past is really unfortunate. Yeah, maybe I am just supposed to Mega Mill my own graveyard. And then I might have a Root Snare for next turn. Huh. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, the puzzle is hard. This is a difficult deck to pilot. And you will learn a lot about Magic if you play it well. But yeah, we fill the hell out of this graveyard. Okay, Time Warp's down there. There is a Root Snare. And the idea is next turn we play the land, we play the Tamiyo, we get back the Root Snare, and then at least we have another turn. It also does depend on what our opponent does. Like how much Magic they play here. And they are going prime time. But next turn we can Seasons Past. We can get Time Warp, Root Snare, or Cyclonic Rift. Traverse the Ulvenwald, Llanowar Elf. There's land. Yeah, that graveyard is full. No blocks. We got a prime time. We also have a Metamorph. So maybe it's Seasons Past next turn. Because our opponent's probably going to cast a Tally. Seasons Past gets Root Snare. If our Primeval Titan lives, we can have so much mana. Yeah, let's fix our mana issues, shall we? Alright, so what do we need? We need islands to start setting up for Mystic Sanctuary, because that's the next phase in like how things progress, right? This enters tapped unless you control 3 or more islands. You want to use this to get an extra turn at some point using a fetch land. So what we need are islands, but what we want are the lands that gain life when they enter the battlefield that fetch islands, which is Obscura, Storefront, and Maestro's Theater. Keep our life total high and balmy so our opponent doesn't just win. And of course, we need our opponent not to hit our Emrakul, not to hit our extra turn spells when they cast Italy. Injure! Is it time? It's time for the dino. But what about Fog? They hit my Tome of the Infinite and a Trumpeting Carnosaur, which is an awesome addition to the deck. And they get to keep going. We see a Craterhoof go by, but they just revealed an Arcane Signet. Could be worse. Could be worse. They don't have any blue mana to activate the Tome. 8 mana going up to 9, huh? Cyclonic Rift will be nice when I'm getting back really cool cards. Geist Wave. So do we have enough for an extra turn? We're a mana short, right? We're 1 mana short? Because Tamiyo, get back, doesn't work. Siphoner, get back, doesn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we needed a land there. There's a way to make multiple mana with a Metamorph. We can copy the Great Henge, which is awesome. I guess that doesn't make multiple mana. So what we're probably going to do is copy Great Henge and get Root Snare. Yeah, it feels like that's the way this has to go. Don't know if I actually have to pay this life or not, just being safe. No, we're a mana short. Don't worry. Worry. There's land in them graveyard hills. We just have to make sure we get an untapped. Alright, Traverse can get Emrakul. Snare keeps me alive. Jace, Time Warp, Treasure Cruise. Wait! Wait! And yeah, we're just gonna throw the Titan to the wind. Go ahead, block it. We shuffle back in Seasons Past. There's no reason to get the Sanctuary now. The Time Warp's in our hand. Let's keep getting lands and gaining life. Oh, actually, yeah, it also thins the deck to hit the fetch lands, which can be very helpful when the point of your deck is to build as much redundancy into your 100-card singleton pile as possible. And we have to really hope they don't have like Tybalt's Trickery. That would be mega cringe. Goodbye, Primetime. You served us well. Not gonna say you didn't serve us well. Wow. Wow. But how badly do you think they can mess with me? They can Time Warp themselves. And Time Warp themselves. And then I don't get the extra turn? Yeah, that's how that works. Well, the joke's on us this time. Oh, I'm sorry. Did somebody want to play Magic? I'll take all their turns. Italy! This dino just doesn't know when to quit. Sure. When you have the turn to explore, you gotta try. The turn 2 ramp spell or turn 1 ramp spell with a mana dork is very crucial, like mega crucial to this pile. And the opt is just for land here. Okay, no turn 1 dork for a tally on the draw is really good for us. Land? We explore. Ready to hit something with a Fading Hope. And we're gonna outramp a tally. I'm into it. Cold Steel Heart. Are done to buy poo. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Demonic Tutor. Easy. Easy choice. That's a time warp. Domri. They're over there thinking, now you can't counter my spells. I don't need to counter your spells. Not even really on my radar, to be honest. The warp. Tamiyo. So, when choosing, if you want to, especially in the dark like this, if you want to, you can go in the tank and try to think of every possible card you can name and name the most likely thing. I just pick one that's on the first screen when it's like really low return. Obviously, if we had named Riveteer's Outlook like a boss, we'd have hit. But you have to be comfortable with the fact that most of the time you don't hit. Just name something that's okay for you. Like in that spot, a Bala Ged Recovery hits our land drop, and move on. There's no reason to rope for like 10 minutes on your Tamiyo choice when it's one that doesn't matter much. Speaking of not mattering much, this game, I think this game's about to end. This game's over.
Seek and find.
Maybe not over yet, but pretty darn close.
I follow the tracks of the wise.
So we have another turn here, and we finally have enough mana to also ramp while we do it. But you see what I mean with the Tamiyo can just kind of keep going, and if we ever get the kitten on the board and enough mana to do this and keep doing this, we're gonna do this forever.
No tail should be discarded.
Cultivate, okay. Land would be really good. Let's name C,
I noticed
8,
somewhere.
Restoration. Oh, a non-land card name. I said something about Riveteer's Outlook. Now, you guys have already left me comments, I'm sure. It's not the point. It's not the point. All right. Boom. Look at these toys. And then there was none. You wanted to play Magic? You don't get to play Magic. You guys know what's stupid? What's really stupid? This deck is stupid. How fast was that? Did they get a turn 6? I don't think they did. For an infinite turns, going off on like turn 5 or 6 is kind of insane. I think the earliest we could do it is like 4, you know, assuming like a really perfect draw. Something along the lines of turn 3 Tamiyo, turn 4 Time Warp, turn 5 Karn's Temporal Sundering, turn 6 Regrow Time Warp, etc. That's still pretty absurdly fast. Our opponent's on Kaya. I don't know if Kaya's ready for this. I'll keep this hand. It depends how many discard spells they have, right? They're good at making me discard. We could be in trouble. Alchemist Retrieval. Good interactive piece, but you really want it to bounce your own stuff. Bounce your own Tamiyo to reset it for a very low price. Things like that. I don't even care what the opponent has. I want to know what I have. Okay, here. Name green. We got more blue right here. Here's pretty good. Now there's a case for not using Bobble right now, in case they're gonna like Thoughtseize me and stuff. Feels like reprieve mana. Feels like a reprieve, but we go for it. They reprieve this, they don't reprieve Tamiyo. Oracle resolves. Could also be Mana Tithe, something to keep in mind next turn. They give us the same look. Displacer Kitten, Moxes, and any kind of card advantage source like a Planeswalker is also like a heck of a combo. Okay, Elspeth's Nightmare, kill the Oracle. This is gonna take a non-land... Oh wait! This card says, spells and abilities your opponent control can't cost you a discard or sacrifice. This says, your opponent reveals, choose a thing they discard. Let's get some interplanar bacon. I'm going to plus. I think this is a really easy name. It's Black Lotus. Ever heard of it? Oh, I thought I hit. I thought I had it. I thought I had it there for a second. You don't want to hit the Uro right there. They're going to exile our graveyard soon. I was like, what are these weirdo cards? Bend over and I'll show you. I wasn't talking to you. I can make vacation references on vacation. It makes sense. Resto Iganjo. Sure. I mean, are we slamming the kitten? If they try to kill it, we have retrieval. That's kind of busted. And I don't want my Uro to get exiled because the graveyard's about to get torched. So let's go like this. Give me back my Uro.
I have learned much from my ancestors.
We have 4 mana here. This is 5. 3. Play the kitten. Set up to be the problem. Here comes the targeted removal spell. The question will be if they have 2. But they do know about the retrieval. They know I could just bounce it. You know, if they do something to it, I'll reset my Tamiyo with it. All of this. And they play Hedron Archive. Okay. I mean, that's fine with me. Ooh, that's pretty good too. Let's refill this graveyard, shall we? Black Lotus. Where are you at? I thought I hit again. Dang it. All right. Liquor.
I will not stand for such violence. I am Tamiyo. It is an honor to meet you.
Tamiyo, you don't need to reintroduce yourself. You were just here. Say it with me, everybody.
Let me aid your
Black Lotus! That's what I'm gonna say when I actually buy one. Throw down my 20 grand. And I'm just gonna be sitting there talking like that. People are gonna be looking at me all confused. Black Lotus! Alright, so Windswept Heath. A little awkward here, because I want to have a blue open for the Gambit after the Uro, but Heath can't get a blue source. So maybe I can't play the Uro. And the question should be asked, have I gotten enough out of this kitten? Heck no, this card could run all the way to victory. So let's just go get another blue source here. Probably tapped wrong at some point. Give him the business. There you go. I will Alchemist Retrieval my kitten, flickering my Tamiyo. Well, the loyalty actually goes lower if I flicker the Tamiyo. I should have minus the Tamiyo. I should have gotten back just about anything, right? Yeah, that's what I should have done. Oops, oopsie. All right, well, I'm just gonna try to flicker my kitten and make them kill it again. We can get back Alchemist Retrieval with the Tamiyo trigger. But yeah, I should have... What should I have gotten? Any instant would do. Opt would have been great. I should have just minus to get back the Opt and then reset the Tamiyo, because now my kitten is lost. But I have some sweet map tokens. It's fine. This is fine. I thought they'd exile it or something.
Follow the tracks of the wise.
Nope, gotta leave blue open.
I have learned all I can. I would like to ask about any lunar anomalies you have experienced.
Opt, I guess. Yeah, this is what I should have done last time. This is what I should have done last time. I don't often have a kitten survive. I don't get much practice. The opponent either scoops. Nobody makes me play out turns with a kitten, alright? They either scoop or they kill it. There's not in between. Normally. What you gonna do, Kaya? You don't want to give me that scry. Oh, what you do?
I've done my research.
I mean, I think Kaya, the whole Kaya clock is just too slow. I think that Kaya in a higher queue has to adjust a little bit. It has to be more of a lock deck, less of a control deck, but you know, what do I know?
I have become too involved with my work.
Meta?
You would make an excellent informant.
I mean, it's ramp.
Study.
Sure isn't bad. I mean, this is just a loop, right? This gets us through our deck pretty aggressively.
Our time together.
We just gotta find a busted card. That should help. Again, you could probably go slower and optimize that, and I probably would if I weren't recording. I try not to keep certain things about the broadcast boring. I don't think I even activated that
Talents
Tamiyo.
are worth cataloging.
So we could dig through time again. Here I don't need to get a spell, I have a spell in hand. Let's look for Time Walk. Oh, no extra turn. The mana I have left. Flicker!
I have learned little here. Like the faces of the moon, I have practiced against
This is fine.
open mind.
Yeah! I mean, Ancestral Recall is great. But I think I need the mana to make sure I actually go off this turn, right?
To the light.
Time Walk. We'll get there. We will get there. Active negation, seasons past. Do I have enough mana for seasons past? Close. Not quite.
More data will be needed. The moon looks intriguing tonight.
No, no, no! I meant to get the jet. Oh, that's fine. I can hit this land drop. Okay. Okay. But, yeah, I meant to get Mox Jet. Now this is going to cost me mana to continue. Because Mox Jet is like a free mana piece. I guess I'll go with Narset.
Such violence. I train every day. No one is more prepared than me. Put thoughtfulness before action.
Cruise is 3 cards. Invasion's a little expensive. But yeah, you see, we can just flicker the Tamiyo over here. I think we lost our bauble. I think that was this game. Yeah, our bauble's gone. Any zero down here. There's a Pact of Negation. You have to pay for that later. But it is a repeat on the flicker. We're almost out of blue. Must be a way. I guess we could still draw a Mox Sapphire. Alright. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Tamiyo.
My research has been covered.
Give us every shot we have at a Black Lotus. Alright, no zeros, right? I mean, there is Pact. Pact is basically a reroll on a minus, not on a plus. One more chance, guys. Stay it with me. Black Lotus. Failed. Alright, oh, there's still 56 cards to go. It's not unrealistic. I activate my map token. Impressive, I know. I could have flickered the Utopia Sprawl onto a different forest. That would have given me a potential another blue. Anyway, good turn. Definitely a good turn. I'm curious what the opponent can do now. They can probably clear the kitten, but Tamiyo gets back the kitten. They play Ugin.
I am ancient and wise. Heed to my advice.
I mean, yeah, I guess you have to kill the kitten. And it is exiled. It's exiled. Why is it exiled? What did I miss? Oh, they exiled it with Kaya. And now they have a kitten. I can metamorph the kitten. But they didn't flicker their Kaya there. They could have flickered their Ugin too. People hate Narset. People hate Narset, don't they? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, they discard a card or lose 5 life. Cool. This is a fun trigger you got here. You get another Planeswalker activation. They choose Ugin. I can't help but feel like I should have won this game last turn. Like, there was a way to do it, right? It feels that way. I still haven't found an extra turn or a tutor. Are we gonna do it all again? We might. In the deck. I know I can't use these. I was just making sure I had the mana ready for Tamiyo. A lot of green mana open. Not like we won't need green, but we need way more blue.
Every story is an opportunity for new data.
Dude, extra turn from pure glory here. Let's go.
I have become too involved with my work. I would like to ask about those who can
Come on, baby.
Hone your prowess.
Rebuke. Also, Fading Hope. Was I the starting player?
I follow
Was
the
not.
paths of the wise.
It's so close, man. So close. Because if I get two kittens, I can flicker a mana source each time. Not quite there yet. Because playing the Metamorph won't trick.
I will not stand for
Black!
make an excellent
Lotus!
study.
So I'm losing 5 each time here because of
To surrender now.
Tamiyo's ability.
Stand.
That's suddenly concerning. That is suddenly concerning. I can't discard.
Just the trick.
I can't discard. So every spell I play, I'm losing 5. And it just occurred to me. I'm like, I'll pay for it when it gets low. I can't pay for it when it gets low. Unless I get Tamiyo off the field somehow. I have the Otawara. Magic is hard. But I think I've got this. Black Lotus is a fair and balanced magic card in every sense.
Should be discarded. I have learned little here.
Alright.
I am Tamiyo.
Play the Lotus. Cast the Metamorph. Clone the Kitten. Minus the Tamiyo. Get the Lotus. Now Tamiyo gets Lotus every time, and Narset goes through the deck. And once we're done going through the deck with Narset, we can make him more mana. That's the other way that we can close this out.
Meditate.
There they are. They waited. They really waited, didn't they?
The storied past holds our future.
Yeah, it's a lock. It's over, Anakin.
I shall miss your.
I have the highest of high ground.
There are so many mysteries to uncover. Keep an open mind.
Because Black Lotus is fair and alchemy is a good idea. Let's just put the power 9 in there, guys. What could go wrong?
The focused and disciplined. Put thoughtfulness before action.
All right, so I have an extra turn. Let's just make some mana.
This study is over. Let us have a storied battle worth retelling.
I mean, we can just get some creatures or something. I didn't mean Uro.
No tale should be discarded.
I have one timeout? Okay, I have one timeout.
your talents are worth cataloging.
What's gonna attack my opponent for damage in this situation? Not much.
The past is never forgotten.
Alright, so I got 1 blue in the mana pool. Let's just go here, here. Try to bank some turns for next time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just you try to do it fast. Oh, I'm gonna end up burning this solve because of triggers. They're gonna take too long, so my solve isn't gonna get anything. That's nice. All right, next turn. We want to make absolutely sure we do this.
You are a mighty warrior. My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
And what I want to do is just bounce their board, so I can find like Rebuke or something. I can do that because apparently they want to make me play it out, you know, which is their prerogative. It's your time and ours. I get more time with you guys. Like, I'm winning.
Will be needed. Like the faces
Still
of
have more. Like the past, present, and
Maybe we'll find some sweet cards in the Tome of the Infinite, huh? We have an extra turn stacked, so we're doing great. We have infinite mana from Tamiyo Black Lotus. We have infinite turns from the graveyard.
I have just the trick for this.
Fading Hope there, kitten.
I have reached my limit. Mind and body should move in
Tamiyo says, I have reached my limit, but our opponent? Nah, they haven't. They apparently want to keep it up. Can keep it up. Fine. Just every time the clock starts running, I have to make sure that I end the turn somewhat gracefully in a position and get my attacks in.
My mind needs a rest.
I have learned
If you
all
wish
I
to
can.
surrender,
I am Tamiyo.
But hey guys, we get to hang out, and the 2x Speed Gang gets content. This is for the 2x Speed Gang. Now the commentary doesn't sound like I'm a total chipmunk. There they go. Usually about the time I bust out the 2x speed cadence, the opponent has truly had enough. Oh, I'm sorry. You've caught me at an awkward time. Today's YouTube member shout out goes to Question Block because I love your name. Because there should be no questions about this. Ever. Again. And, yeah. If you join the Cool Kids Club membership, you get access to special live streams for members only. You get members only chat on public live streams. You also get access to my videos 24 hours early. It's a good deal. Question Block gets it. Question Block understands. So, Question Block, you're cool. Anyway, post-game craps. Oh, I mean, post-game raps. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Tamiyo, extra turns. You gotta like it when your opponents rope you. You've gotta like it when they rage scoop. You've gotta like their misery. If you're not into their misery, this deck, I don't know if you can stomach playing this deck. It's not for the weak. What I like about the deck, when we just disregard our opponent's feelings, which we should, let's be honest. When we completely ignore their feelings, give them the, you know, how do you like dem apples approach to life. It is fun solving the puzzle of, okay, I've got to, plus the Tamiyo, I've got to name this, I've got to get this in the graveyard, maybe I return this to my hand, maybe I cast Root Snare again, and the next turn I do this, and then I need to do that, and then if I just draw one land, I'll be able to go off, right? Like actually that puzzle is very fulfilling and rewarding. It's been a part of Magic for a very long time, and it is something that will continue to exist no matter what the haters want to whine about. So I'm perfectly happy to play Tamiyo Collector of Tales. This felt like a very fun deck to me. I would recommend it to... Does this sound like you? If you're still watching, it probably sounds like you. It's a very fun way to play Arena. And no, I'm not going to pretend that there aren't a bunch of mythics in it that you have to craft to play a deck. CGB, the most powerful card in Magic, is the credit card. Do your dailies. Just do your dailies. You get gold like every day. It's for like toilet gaming a bit. My God. It's like working out. A bunch of you don't work out. Like I obviously do. So much. And then wonder why the girls don't notice you. That. The other way to get noticed, go spend way too much money on a vacation home in Florida and just live there for a month and then stunt on the internet about it. Hats like this, oh, they notice. Shades like these, oh, they notice. Anyway, we're a little bit off the rails here at the end of the video, so I guess I should just say thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next one. You're cool.